Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Coach Lilia. I'm a relationship coach, a narcissist abuse survivor, and a teacher of presence. And today I'm going to be talking to you about co-parenting with a narcissist because this is a question that a lot of you guys have. You want me to explain what it's going to be like, what steps to take, and so on. I do apologize for not posting on here for a while. I have been moving to my new place, so it's been very hectic, but I want to address a serious question with you guys today because I know how much it matters. Most of my clients have children, and most of my clients want to stay simply because of children, because they think that maybe if I just make it until my kids turn 18 years old, maybe that's going to be the best case scenario for them, because it's so difficult to wrap your brain around how am I going to let my children be with this abuser on their own, right? I get it. It's really hard, but if you want my personal opinion on things, whether you should stay or should you go from this narcissistic abuser if you have children together, I think you should always leave. Because first of all, you are a human being, right? And your mental health, your health matters. And I think that time is something that no one's going to give back to you, right? Nobody's going to give you your time back and your mental health. So you're living in this fight or flight situation all the time. You're living, walking on eggshells, and you deserve to be happy. And the sooner you leave, the sooner you will be able to have that peace of mind. Now, as for your children, if you're staying with a narcissistic co-parent, what's happening is you're just showing your children that it's okay to normalize abuse, right? You're giving them this distorted understanding of what marriage, love, relationship looks like. So if you leave, they will actually understand that, okay, it's not a perfect world, but there's this healthy parent and then there's this unhealthy parent, right? There's this narcissistic abuse and then there's this safe space. So in my opinion, it's always better to leave. And also your children, as they get older, right, they're intuitive. So they will ask you maybe, mom or dad, why are you staying with them when they're treating you this way? So never gaslight your children if that happens. Don't tell them, oh, they didn't mean it, or, don't justify them. Explain things as they are. So let's talk about some things you need to prepare yourself for if you finally decide to get out of this relationship and co-parent. So first of all, it's not going to be co-parenting, right? It's going to be called parallel parenting. Why? Because you're not a team. You're not going to be working as a team with a narcissistic co-parent, right? They never had the child's best interest in mind to begin with. Remember, you're dealing with somebody with a disorder, with a personality disorder, where they don't have emotional empathy, they don't have capacity for close relationships, so their children don't matter to them either. It's just the extension of self. That's the best case scenario, right? I conditionally love my children because this is the extension of self and I see myself in them. This is how a narcissistic parent thinks. Whether it's a mom or a dad, right? A lot of the dads that I work with, my clients, they say, but I need my children, or I want my children to have a mother. She's not a mother. She's just a woman who had children. Understand that. There is no capacity for close relationships. She only loves them because they make her look good on the outside. That's it. So you need to understand that this person was never involved in parenting, and now that you're splitting up, it's not going to be an involved parent. Why do they want custody? Why are they fighting for it so hard? Because for them, it's just another win. It's just to hurt you emotionally. It's just to win this battle, to hurt you, and to weaponize the children. That's all it's about. The next thing here you need to understand is that as you're going through this process of separation, right, and you're fighting for this custody, the family law does not care about narcissism by any means, and you need to prepare yourself for that. I suggest you get a lawyer that is specialized in this, that has dealt with these cases before where they dealt with the narcissist, but that's never guaranteed, right? So don't leave anything to interpretation. Have a very laid out legal plan for parenting, okay? And the next thing here is that limit the communication, right? Everything needs to be documented, but you need to limit the communication from the narcissist because, again, you're dealing with somebody with trauma, right? It's a disorder. So what you're really dealing with here is a toddler with a lot of anger, rage, shame, right? That's what you're dealing with. So there's nothing to reason about. There's nothing to discuss. You need to understand that and have everything documented. Highly, highly suggest that you go through an app called Our Family Wizard, It's like a third-party app that the legal side has access to. Like the judge and the lawyers will all see the communication between you and your narcissistic ex. And that's going to be very helpful, because if they do lash out at you, if they do say something outrageous, right, everything is documented. They don't just get you, call you or text you and trigger you. The next one here is, and I know this is going to be really hard, is you cannot get emotionally involved, right? You need to do your best to get your control of your emotions, because what the narcissist will do is they will try to trigger you, especially in court. They will try to get you to lash out, to have that reactive abuse, right, where you look like the bad guy or woman. But you need to really understand that getting your emotions under control is a must here, not just for you, because I get it. You've been living in this fight or flight, walking on eggshells, triggered all the time. It's really hard to come to that realization that, how do I keep my peace, right? You got to ground yourself. You need to do it for yourself and for your children. You cannot let the narcissist get you emotionally involved, because if they trigger you, they win. Okay, that's all they want. They just want to trigger you and get you to lash out. If you're not emotionally engaged, there's a high probability that your narcissistic person will soon get bored and maybe finally lay back and stop triggering you and move on to a new supply, hopefully sooner than later. The next one here is that when you have children together, right, what you'll need to do is you will need to make your children understand the narcissistic behavior. Not explicitly, not say that, mommy or daddy are a narcissist and that's why they do what they do. No, but you will need to undo the damage, where if they don't show up to your kids' practice, or maybe they change dates and just control them, lie to them, whatever may happen, and your children come to you and ask about this, or you see your children feeling down and you ask them what happened and they tell you, well, you can't just be like, hey, they're a narcissist. No, you have to keep it very neutral, but you do have to have some sort of a conversation with your children to make them understand that although maybe they meant what they said, this is why this is happening, right? Never gaslight your children. Remember that. Make them understand, but never gaslight them. Never talk negatively about the narcissistic parent, because this doesn't make you look good either, right? Keep it neutral and explain things. Now, the next one here is that you need to understand you're the only healthy parent here, so you really truly need to be present for your children. You need to model safe space for them, right? You need to make them understand that vulnerability is okay, that it's okay to make mistakes. You will need to teach them emotional empathy, model unconditional love to them, and you will truly need to undo all the damage by simply giving them the safe space where it's okay to be yourself and you matter simply because you are. I don't care what you're doing, as long as you're happy, as long as you're healthy, that's all that matters to me, because this is how a parent with unconditional love thinks, which is something that you'll never get out of a narcissistic parent. They will try to control the child, they will try to control everything in their life, and maybe just have very explicit narcissistic abuse model to them too. But you need to understand that regardless, it's not a perfect world, and your children will have enough as long as they have that safe space with you. That will be enough for them, okay? And something I highly recommend you do is you get yourself a therapist that understands narcissism, okay? Because you need to be the best version of you on a mental health level, on a physical health level. Get yourself into a gym, eat healthy, engage in good support system with family and friends. Be the best version of you, because this is going to be hard on you. This narcissistic parent is likely not going anywhere for the next, well, until your child is at least 18 years old, or maybe for the rest of your life, because there's always going to be some family event, when it's your kid's birthday, or they're getting married, or there's a graduation, whatever it may be. And in some shape or form, that narcissistic parent is probably going to be in your life, and they're going to keep trying to trigger you, because they're never going to change. It's only going to get worse with age. So be the best version of you, take care of yourself, get that family therapist maybe with your child together, and that's it. I hope this is helpful for you guys. I know this is a really, really hard situation when you understand that, am I about to leave, and am I about to get myself into this mess, get myself into this battle? Yeah, you are, but that's life, and you can't undo this, right? You were with a narcissist, now you have children together, and This is the reality that you need to face, and you need to take the best steps possible, because it's not just about you, it's about the child or children that are being raised, these human beings that are being raised, and they need to understand what's going on so that they're not in the same kind of trouble when they're older, okay? So that they don't end up with the same abuser and actually normalize what's happening and waste their precious time. At the end of the day, all that your children really need is your love and attention and your presence. Can't really go wrong with that, okay? Now, if you guys find my content helpful, of course, please do subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you can schedule a one-on-one session with me if needed. I know this is a really difficult process, and I'm here to help you navigate this in any way, shape, or form that I can, okay? On that note, I'm wishing you best of luck going through this process and a beautiful rest of your day. See you in my next video.